Speak it into the mic. All right. This is our Yeadon Borough Council legislative meeting, the last of the year, and I'd like to call this meeting to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, can we proceed with roll call?
Thank you, Madam President. Mayor Rowan Hepkins.
Present.
President Latoya Moreau.
Present.
Vice President Leanna Rocloud.
Present.
Councilor Nicole Beatty.
Present.
Councilor Antoinette Trueheart.
Present.
Councilor Michael Trent is joining us virtually. Hello, Councilman Trent. Councilor Jesse Peets is not currently here. Councilor Lorraine Johnson.
Present.
Brianna Bryan from Kilkenny Law.
Present.
Nafis Nichols, our Finance Director, is not with us this evening. Our tax collector is not with us this evening, and we have Megan Tadaro from Pannoni Engineering.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we will move forward with our Citizens Forum. I haven't received any forms for any citizens wishing to speak, so we will conclude that.
Madam President, noting Councilman Jesse Peets has arrived.
All right, thank you. Next, we will go on to our minutes. Up for consideration are the minutes for November 14, 2024, caucus meeting minutes.
So moved. Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing none. All in favor? Are we going to proceed with our roll call vote? Sorry, thank you.
President Moreau.
Yes.
Vice President Rocloud.
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart.
Yes.
Councilor Beatty.
Yes.
Councilor Trent. Councilor Peets.
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that vote is unanimous. The motion carries. Next up, we have consideration for the November 21st, 2024 legislative meeting minutes.
So moved.
Seconded.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing none, can we proceed with our roll call vote?
President Moreau.
Yes.
Vice President Rocloud.
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart.
Yes.
Councilor Beatty.
Yes.
Councilor Trent. Councilor Peets.
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
That vote is unanimous. The motion carries. Next up, we have our mayor's report.
Thank you, Madam President. My report stands as submitted last week at caucus. I do want to note that Councilor Jesse Peets and I have finalized the 2025 scheduled public safety meetings, as well as the quarterly mayor's citizens forum for next year. That's been submitted. You'll find that shortly online. And I just want to also note that the scheduled public safety meeting for Saturday will be canceled. And enjoy your holidays, and we ask that you put that on the website as well. This is redundant. It's year end, just like Thanksgiving. A lot of people weren't able to come. That's our first year doing that. I imagine the same thing here. We've had 11 meetings successfully, and also a little redundant, we have the Mayor's Forum in December as well. There ends my report, Madam President. Everybody have a safe, happy, healthy holiday season, and we'll see you next year.
All right. Thank you very much, Mayor. At this time, we are going to go to item 10 on our agenda. Our up for consideration is to open a hearing for the CDBG application for sanitary sewer replacement on Bullock Avenue between Darnell and Parmley. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
All right, this hearing is now open.
Thank you. So this public hearing is for the Delaware County CDBG application for sanitary sewer replacement on Bullock Avenue. I do believe I put a sketch on everybody's place just to kind of summarize what is happening. It is about 600 linear feet of sanitary sewer replacement with 50 laterals. While it is a rather large project, I've been talking with Public Works, we believe it's estimated around $500,000, which is what we're going to put our grant in for. But in the meantime, we are going to explore other options or more cost-effective options if those are available. But I don't want to put in a grant for something that would be less money than what it would eventually cost. So with that explanation, is there any questions from council?
So just the blue is the main sewer line?
Yes, and
The
all
green
of the
are the
grains
laterals?
yes.
There's
then-
one per household, or is that one in, one out?
One per household. So each, even though it's a twin, there's
Oh,
two.
they're twins, okay.
Yeah, sorry, those are twins, so there's two per one structure, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Each individual dwelling gets their own line.
understood. All right, thank you.
So if there's no comments from council, I do need to ask if there's any comments from the public.
Any comments from the public?
If not, we can close the hearing and then it would be a separate vote. I don't know if you want to do that right after this or if you want to jump back on your agenda, but you can close the hearing.
All right, the hearing is now closed. Up for consideration because Megan wants to go home. Consideration to approve the resolution for the CDBG grants application. So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded, any questions come up between now and 5 seconds ago? All right, hearing none, can we proceed with our roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Pete,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that vote is unanimous, the motion carries. Is there anything else you'd like to add for your report?
I have nothing else unless anybody has any questions for me. If not, happy holidays and I will see you all in the new year.
All right, thank you. Holidays. Okay. Up next, I'd like to consider a motion to amend the agenda. Item 7A currently says consideration of ratify suspending payments of the parking meters for the holidays from Thanksgiving through New Year's Day. We would like to amend that to go from Thanksgiving through February 1st to coincide with some upgrades that we're making to the parking system.
Thank you.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Seconded?
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question, hearing none, can we proceed with our roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Pete,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
The vote to amend the agenda is unanimous and that motion carries. Now up for consideration is to ratify suspending payments to the parking meters from Thanksgiving through February 1st, 2025. So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and seconded on the question, how are we covering them? We're not using, what are we using?
In the past, they have been covered, excuse me, I'm speaking with my past knowledge. In the past, they've been covered with a decorative plastic bag. I will notify Chief Gianmarco of your question, and I'm sure that he will get back to you with an answer probably within the next day or two.
Okay, as long as it's decorative. For some years they hadn't been so decorative, and I don't want that. No giant bags. All right, thank you. Can we move to our roll call vote? Understanding for the record, the giant bags are disapproved. All right, thank you.
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Pete,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that vote is unanimous. The motion carries. Next up for consideration is the advertisement of ordinance number 2024-15 regarding lead inspection.
So moved.
Seconded?
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. Hearing,
Question, real quick. So what is this, what does the lead inspection entail?
I can answer that. It is requiring, at the point when someone sells a home or is looking to rent a home, as a part of their UNO inspection, we are requiring a lead inspection to also be performed by a qualified lead specialist.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Can we proceed with our roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Peets,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
That vote is unanimous. The motion carries. Next up for consideration is the adoption of the 2025 Yeadon Borough Recognized Holiday Schedule.
So moved.
Seconded?
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. I think the one major change that should be noted is a change in, we typically go from 2 meetings to 1 during the summer months, but also in June, the third Thursday is Juneteenth, so we will be having our legislative section on the second Thursday. But our caucus would be suspended anyway, so that would be our 1 meeting for the month. So that's the only major change that I noticed.
Madam President, and this schedule, would it be posted on the website?
Yes, and published in our calendar as well. Okay, now I'm confused. All right.
Roll call.
Okay, so can we take a roll call vote for the holiday schedule?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Peets,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
That vote is unanimous. The motion carries. Up for consideration is the advertisement of the 2025 public meeting schedule for the Yeadon Borough Council.
So moved?
Second?
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question, I guess the explanation that I just gave prior is more relevant to this than anything else. Okay, all right. Without further question, can we proceed with our roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Peets,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
That vote is unanimous. The motion carries. Next up for consideration is the hiring of Lisa Hart as a part-time crossing guard effective upon successful completion of background checks.
So moved.
Seconded?
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. All right, hearing none. Just as a brief reminder, we share the expense of the crossing guards with the school district as well. So can we proceed with our roll call?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Peets,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
Right, that vote is unanimous. The motion carries. I just realized that I am all the way into the manager's report. Mr. Cave, would you like to continue with?
No, you're doing a better job than that.
We just removed it.
Madam President, I'd like a motion to consider to advertise the amendment of ordinance number 172-3, factors in determining approval of the application of handicap parking permits, to add the language as item number 8, which reads, one second. Which reads, final approval of the application is within the discretion of the Yeadon Borough Police Chief to review all relevant factors and circumstances stated within the application. I'll read that again. So we are advertising to amend to add item number 8, which says final approval of the application is within the discretion of the Yeadon Borough Police Chief to review all relevant factors and circumstances stated within the application. We're hoping to give the chief and his department a little bit more gravity in making determinations in issuing new parking spaces for handicap.
So, I'm gonna ask that we maybe table this item. I feel like there should be some additional discussion about it, maybe in executive session, because it does sound like, I mean, I know that it's my understanding that the chief would review all of those factors and then make a recommendation to council to make the final decision. And, it just feels like it takes,
Madam Chair,
Madam Vice President.
I don't believe council, within the past few years, I believe that was put in the hands of the police department.
Yeah, up until the
Council
point that we approved it, because we didn't want to be a part of the selection process. And the chief could also deny them in the beginning if but we were still involved in the process. It was my understanding that, the chief did all of the legwork to determine whether it would come to council, but just removing all of that from being, from council as a whole, I feel like we should know what's happening in our community.
I don't think
Can I
that has
weigh
been
in?
happening. I don't think that has been happening.
Yeah, can I weigh in?
At all, because nothing has come before us.
Okay. So I say rather than,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, I don't want to have the discussion here, but rather have the discussion in executive session. So I guess my recommendation would be, well, we haven't voted on it, so, we haven't
No.
moved or seconded it, so
I just,
rather have the conversation
Yeah.
at the time.
no, we can have the conversation, Madam President. I just want to give just a brief overview on why it came this way. And,
Mayor, that's the
Okay,
conversation
okay.
I'd like to have another time.
all right,
Thank you very much.
so noted.
All right, so we haven't moved it, so we're just gonna table this for another session where we can have more conversation about it, and just to understand the process.
You can make the motion to table it for the next meeting or in February, whenever.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to table this until until we've had the opportunity to have some further discussion, whether it's the next meeting, the subsequent one. This isn't an emergency.
Understood.
Is there a motion to table?
So moved. Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded, can we proceed with the roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Peets,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
Thank you.
That motion's been tabled.
And
The consideration's been tabled.
Madam President, I'd like a motion to consider the approval of the grant application for the Yeadon Education Athletic Association donation request of $10,000.
So moved.
Seconded?
Having been moved and properly seconded, I know the request was further. This is the recommended amount.
Yes,
The request was
Right.
12. I will say that YEAA has been consistently receiving the support of the borough, and has been the only organization that actually completes the application and doesn't rely on us for 100% of their funding. So, can we proceed with the roll call vote? Are there any other questions or comments? Okay, roll call vote, please.
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Councilor Peets,
Yes.
Councilor Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
And lastly, I'd like a motion to approve the resolution to amend Borough Code 285-39 parking meter zones established to increase the parking meter fees to $1 per hour.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Seconded?
Have you been moved and properly seconded on the question? What are the current fees?
Yes. What is the
Current,
current?
25 cents per hour.
25 per hour.
Yes.
Madam President, and how does this align with what's being charged in surrounding areas?
Good question. Upper Darby currently charges $1 as well. Media, for the same product, charges $1.50. And Philadelphia, of course, is at $2 an hour. And we were at 25 cents.
And considering that we are upgrading the actual parking meters and how the fees are collected, these fees will help support those costs as well. All right. Can we proceed with our roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roquel,
Yes.
Councilor Trueheart,
Yes.
Councilor Beatty,
Yes.
Councilor Trent, Counselor Peets,
Yes.
Counselor Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that vote is unanimous. The motion carries.
That concludes my report, Madam President.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have our solicitor's report.
Thank you, Madam President. My report stands as last week, but as well, just looking into 2025 in January and beyond, our office will be bringing forward an ordinance for introduction and advertisement for an eyesore ordinance, as well as we are working with the borough to more helpfully prohibit and enforce one of your ordinances about repairing vehicles on private property. This session, our office helped to draft the lead inspection ordinance, as well as we drafted the resolution to ratify the Civil Service Commission's bylaws. And so those are just a couple of the tasks that we will be working with in the new year, but if anyone has any questions, I can also answer.
All right, thank you very much. Our tax collector is not present, and we do not have a tax collector's report tonight. We've completed our engineer's report, and I suppose, Mr. Secretary, you will be doing the finance report?
Madam President, I'd like a motion to consider approving the accounts payable list for December 2024.
So moved.
Second.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question? Hearing none, can we proceed with our roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roclout,
Yes.
Counselor Trueheart,
Yes.
Counselor Beatty,
Yes.
Counselor Trent, Counselor Peets,
Yes.
Counselor Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that vote is unanimous. The motion carries. We'll have to defer our cash balance report to our next meeting in the absence of Mr. Nichols. The ordinance and zoning.
Madam President, the code report submits as submitted at caucus.
All right. Public Works.
Good evening, everyone.
Good
Happy
evening.
holidays, Merry Christmas. My report is as stands. I just have a couple updates on the McDade Boulevard restoration between McDade and Church, West Cobb Street Parkway. They're in the midst of saw cutting so they can patch, and they'll be remilling sometime next week or the week after that. And we did have a small issue on Angora Avenue for a sewer issue that we're investigating. It's not sure about it, whether it's going to be a main or a lateral issue, but we're looking into that. That is my report. Any other questions?
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Public Safety.
Good evening. Here on behalf of Chief Gianmarco, and he has requested that his report be accepted as submitted during the caucus meeting. I'd like to answer any questions if anyone has any that I might be able to shed some additional light on.
Well, Chief was supposed to wear his light-up suit for us tonight, so I'm pretty disappointed. So please
I
let
will
him
do
know.
that next month for you.
Okay. I mean, that's a consolation prize, but broken promises, broken promises. Okay, so under the Police Department report, we do have a consideration to approve the Civil Service Commission's revised rules and regulations. I believe those were all submitted to us and via email. Is there a motion?
Seconded.
Having been moved and properly seconded on the question. I did read that a lot of the cadets from the graduating class at community college have already committed. So with that, we may want to consider the timing of when we hold our testing. If people are getting them before they even graduate, we want to make sure that we are still competitive in that. So, all right, can we proceed with a roll call vote?
President Monroe,
Yes.
Vice President Roclout,
Yes.
Counselor Trueheart,
Yes.
Counselor Beatty,
Yes.
Counselor Trent, Counselor Peets,
Yes.
Counselor Johnson.
Yes.
All right, that vote is unanimous. The motion carries. Did the chief give anything about emergency management?
He did not.
Okay, so we'll assume that that report stands as submitted as well as the fire report. Or unless did we have something from the fire marshal? Okay. For January, okay. All right, thank you. Next up, we have recreation.
Oh, sorry, Madam President, under public safety, may I just make a quick comment, just some tips for, with the sewer work that was happening on Bullock Avenue that you were talking about, with the rats and everything. So I actually got one in my house, and so I'm just want to tell people to make sure you keep your trash in your trash cans, keep the lids on, and just make sure you try to keep your grounds clear to keep them away, because as they do this work, they're going to be this is going to be worse. So just as from a public safety standpoint, just keep that in mind as you go through the holidays. That's all.
Thank you very much.
Keep the lids down on those toilets. Just saying.
All right. So, lastly, we have our recreation.
Hi, good evening. Recreation report that Roy brought to you all last week stands as submitted. He's not able to attend, as you can see. I just want to take this opportunity to thank the community for your ongoing support of this committee. We had a wonderful year. 2024 was very nice. It was very exciting, and we had a great time, didn't we? We really did. And once again, thank you. Thank you for all of your help. Thank you for my colleagues who have supported me. And I look forward to 2025, bringing you more of the same type and going from there. So thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and see you next year. Thank you.
See you next year. At this time, we'd like to entertain, well, first I'd like to say, isn't it great when government works the way that it's supposed to?
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're not here at the midnight hour. We're also not here on the last day of the year. We were able to get a budget passed. We were able to get a lot of work done, and we didn't have to spend an exorbitant amount of time doing it. So thank you all, and I do appreciate the collaboration, and I look forward to continuing to work with you all. So at this time, for the last time in 2024, I'd like to ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Seconded.
Meeting is adjourned.
Harmony. What year? So far, it's only been one. The accident happened in your house?
One rep, yeah, one, just a small one.
Oh my God.
Small one.
You gotta keep those lights down.
So, you know what it was? It's
Yeah, no, sure.
I had in my house, in the side of my house. I don't
Oh, wow.
know.
Did you get terminated for somebody working?
Well, I patched the hole myself.
Okay.
I'm on the, I'm.
You on it?
They
Okay.
rats in my food.
Oh, yeah, me too. Thank you for the flag.